Well, here we are, Thoughts from the Office, Rednecks Pride Outdoors. We just went through a trapping course this past weekend, and fur handling clinic. I didn't make the fur handling clinic. I had to work do wildlife control, but picked up a nice little gray fox Sunday morning, and talking to folks at the trapping course. These are folks getting their trapping license, not folks that have been trapping, but brand spanking new trappers. And what I realized was that, well, I didn't realize it, but it came home, that when we're talking habit, behavior, and habitat, this is a brand new ball game for you guys and gals. This is a total different world than what the majority of you that took the course are used to. I was talking to a few people from the course that called up to order supplies, and it's a brand new world, brand spanking new world, and some of you are going to completely become addicted to it. You've got 6 weeks left of trapping, and there's a few of you that's going to really jump on the bandwagon. I can see that. But the very first beginning obstacle you've got to crawl across, or come across, or get over, or hurdle, or whatever you want to call it, is going to be knowing where you're going to find what you're looking for. Every critter that we're after has a distinct area that they like to be in. The last 5 years I've been trying to draw attention to the gray fox. I've seen the gray fox numbers increasing over the last 10 years, and many of you know that I'm obsessed with the gray fox. I love it. I wish I wasn't killing any this year, but we got to catch some I got to target some to report, so we can prove that the gray fox are in pretty good numbers. Not like they was in the 70s and the 80s, but they're here still. And the gray fox is probably the hardest fox for most people to understand where they want to live. Now, when I say to experienced trappers especially about the gray fox, our mind goes back to the 70s and the 80s. And the thing about that was the gray fox was our predominant fox. 60% of my catch back in the 70s and the 80s was gray fox, if not higher, which meant their numbers was really, really high. So when you have really, really high numbers of a certain species, they learn to adapt to perimeter habitats because they're being forced out there or there. The gray fox is called the swamp fox. And the reason it's called the swamp fox is because it prefers to be in areas of dense, thick vegetation, which is usually going to be around swamps, river bottoms, water courses, that type of habitat. They are more cat-like than they are fox-like. If you watch them going through the woods in an open area, they will walk just like a red fox. But when you watch them walk through the thick, dense vegetation areas that they like to be in, they're more like a house cat. There also are fox that climbs trees, and they'll go straight up a tree. All right? So 10 years ago, when I started to see the numbers increase, that's where I saw it, down in that dense, thick stuff that nobody goes into because everybody was trapping red fox out in where? The open farmland. All right? Open hardwoods. Those areas in which it's more open. That's where the red fox likes to be. The gray fox wants to be down in that snarly, nasty stuff. And as its numbers increase, like we're seeing this year especially, I'm seeing it advance or expand out into the farmland edges that's butting up against the thick vegetation. And I'm seeing them along the hedgerows that come off of thick vegetation. My guess will be in the next 2 or 3 years, we'll start to see them like we did back in the 70s and the 80s, where they've expanded out to more open areas. I'm not saying their numbers are going to be where they was back in then, but we're going to see their numbers. We're going to see their expansion, their territory expand more and more and more and more. Also, the gray fox is a fruit lover. He loves sweets. He loves grain. Okay, he loves deer feed. My deer stuff too is like an attractant to gray fox, bar none. Red foxes or coyotes are attracted to it too, but the gray fox especially. Persimmon, blueberry, grapes, strawberries. All these mulberries, they all have a draw factor. So where are you going to find the gray fox? You're going to find him in South Jersey especially. You're going to find him in that deep, thick swamps. The water courses that's real thick, your watersheds, your cedar swamps. This is where you're going to find it. Predominantly, you're going to find the gray fox. But we're starting to see the gray fox show up out on the edges of the farm ground now, which they haven't been for years. Your red fox obviously likes your farm ground. Both your reds and your grays both like your overgrown orchards, your overgrown farmsteads. Your foxes are going to be, your red foxes are going to be in the grassy fields. Your gray fox will be there too if it's buttoned up against that thick vegetation. And in a few years, we're going to start to see them really out in those grassy fields again also. All right, but as your brand spanking new trapper and you're heading out, and I'm promoting the grays, like I said in the course, if every one of you in that class goes out and catches 2 gray foxes and reports them, we're doing a service that's behind the scenes. We're showing that the gray fox populations are here. They're not in trouble. They're just hard to catch. North Jersey, you've got a few gray fox. There's some boys up there that's caught them this year. But again, your gray fox up in North Jersey are going to be along your swamps, the Delaware River, the thicker watersheds, the rocky, crappie, outcrop areas. They're going to be in those areas there for the gray fox. You're not going to have a lot of them yet, but I suspect in not so many years you're going to start seeing more and more and more and more of them, which is good for you, because you're going to start to see them again. They're going to be hard to catch at first. And again, the set I caught the gray fox in on Sunday was a 6.6. If I'm in the edge of red fox, gray fox territory, I'll probably go a 7. inch loop, 7 inches off the ground with a chin up. Make sure he gets his head up. All right. So good luck to all you good new trappers. Become good, but don't stop at being good. Continue on to become gooder. Just some thoughts from Redneck's Pride Outdoors to the new trappers for New Jersey. Good luck to you. Like I said to you, I hope you all catch 5 to 10 coyotes this year. I want you to catch 2 to 3 gray fox. Catch a bunch of coon. Where's your coon going to be? Down there with the gray fox. All right, I'll talk to you later. Redneck's Pride Outdoors, thoughts from the office.